Please remain standing for the flag of the Southside High School alma mater, followed by the Fayetteville High School alma mater.
Three championships, last 5 years. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing stuff. Three championships.
I'd like to welcome everyone to Bulldogs Stadium at Lewis Automotive Field. Today's Bulldogs will be taking on the fortunate Southside Mavericks. Captains for the Mavericks, number 56, Riyad Ananda. Number 61, Zach Otzel. And number 67, Joey Hilton. Captains for the Bulldogs, number 31, Will Litzinger. Number 49, Dotson Schaefer. Number 11, Caden Martindale. And number 28, Samari Dobbins. Also, representing the Bulldogs tonight will be the drum major, senior drum major Robert Ross. Representing the cheer squad, we have sophomore Kinley Terry. And representing dance, we have senior.
Fayetteville's won the toss. Will defer their options to the second half. Southside will receive.
Fayetteville Bulldogs.
Playing conditions here in mid-November. Opening kickoff sails into the end zone. And Southside will get the football out to its 20-yard line as we start this thing off. Josh Bertuccini on your play-by-play. Jermaine Petty to my direct right, your color commentator. Razorback All-American in 2001. Razorback graduate, what, 02, right? Class of 2002?
2001.
Same year?
Same year.
Did you graduate in December?
Graduated in May. May. It's in May 2001.
We're going to have to sort that out here. We're going to have to go back and sort that out. Shotgun formation, 4 wide for Gatewood. On 1st and 10 from his own 20. And a flea flicker, and they're throwing it, and it's almost intercepted. That was a bizarre opening play out of Fort Smith Southside, and they end up giving Number 16, Colton McBride, a chance to throw it. McBride is 0 for 1. The junior backup quarterback came in as a receiver, and they ran him around and reverse pitched it to him. And that was pretty cute for Jeff Williams on the first play.
That was cute on the first play, but I tell you what, though, man, Fayetteville defense picked that up. Anytime that you have a backup quarterback on the field in a slot position, expect something funny. That's why the secondary stayed at home.
All right, 2nd and 10, Southside from its own 20, left to right, first drive of the night. Gatewood fakes and then keeps and cuts up at the 25, and he's knocked down at the 29-yard line. Tay Gatewood looking good early. Write him in as number 5 in your playbook. And Southside gets a chunk of 9. How about 9 yards on that carry when forward progress is ultimately factored in? And so it's going to be third, just a yard for Southside. Its own 29 with 11 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter here at Harmon Playfield. First round of the 7A state playoffs. We'll go 3 wide from the gun at 3rd and 1. Look for a QB keeper. It's Gatewood from the gun. He has it, runs it into the line. He's hit behind the line by Martindale, but I think he got it anyway. Fought through a couple of tackles. Keandre Conley finally takes him down. Martindale hit him but couldn't bring him down. Right. That's a gain of 3 and a first down.
Well, I tell you, that showed the strength of Gatewood. You know, he's just driving those legs, man. And you know, it was a quarterback sneak when they emptied the backfield. Wasn't nobody back there for him. But he's a great runner.
Absolutely. And now it's a 1st and 10 out to the 31-yard line. Gatewood 4 wide from the gun. Will fake, look right through a laser, and it's right through the hands of number 1, Andre Rosa. So we'll go 2nd and 10. That was a quick slant, though, and Gatewood flashing the arm strength that Jeff Williams is so impressed with.
Yeah, he is, man. He got a little zip on that ball, man. He tried to dart it in. And just a little too hard for the receiver on that slant route.
We got a packed house tonight, couple thousand Fayetteville strong, and I bet you we're well over. Look at those bleachers, 500 with people still coming in for Southside. It's going to be a great turnout tonight here at Bulldog Stadium with at least a couple thousand, maybe more in the house. We'll go 4 wide, 2nd and 10. Here's Gatewood with the fake and then the keep. He's going to throw into coverage, and that was a terrible decision. Picked off at the 50, return 45, and down at the 40-yard line. How about that INT for the Fayetteville Bulldogs, and that is Jay Beasley dropping back as a linebacker, making a great read on a poor throw.
Oh, yeah, that was a great read. But, you know, the defense played stay-at-home defense, man. They didn't buy into what Gatewood was trying to do on the edge and, you know, act like he was going to run out, you know, and scramble with the ball. And then just the secondary stay with their coverage, stay with their man, and discipline defense, JB, and that's what got them that interception. That's what you call a coverage sack or a slash fumble.
Yep. It was a big play.
It was.
That was a big play. And Fayetteville right in business as Southside turns it over, and we will run it on 1st and 10 with Bowers rolling left, and then he throws at the last second. And it's Chris Malinga for a gain of 4 yards. So starting at the 39, and they're going to move the football up to, I think, the 35. So Bowers to Malinga for 4. Fayetteville in business. 2nd and 6 coming up. 10.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Dogs get an interception off of Gatewood by Burns to get this thing started. Check that, by Beasley to get this thing started. And Bowers will turn and give, and they're going to go false start on Fayetteville. First penalty of the night for the Purple Dogs. Your man Dan Hinton getting a chance to run it early.
And I tell you, it's good to see Dan in the backfield early in the game. You know, usually they bring him in short yardage, but you know, for them to bring him in early, you know, let him wear that defensive down. So then when the backup running back come in there, hey, you know, it's easy.
2nd and 11. Give me that. And we are not messing around with that stuff here tonight. And the pass is incomplete as Bowers drops back and tries to gun it for Flanagan. But Flanagan can't come up with it. So off the fingertips. And now 3rd and 11. 3rd and a long 11 for Fayetteville at its own 40. Check that, at Southside's 41-yard line. Purple Dogs going right to left near hash mark. 1.5 minutes in, no score. Bowers empty backfield, 5 wide. Reads the D. Southside drops back in his zone. Bowers buying time. Is going to run against that zone. Cuts back at the 30, and he falls right at the sticks at the 29-yard line. I would think they'd measure here, but they say, you know what, forget it. He got it. 13-yard gain for Darius Bowers, and you called it, JP, a first down Fayetteville.
Man, that was a big play by Bowers, for him to be poised in the pocket with pressure coming and see that everybody was covered in the zone and were able to get the first down.
Bowers drops back, keep the empty backfield, sling it to Malinga, who dives for the 25. 3-yard gain for Bowers to Malinga. A couple of short passes between numbers 5 and 4 early, and Fayetteville has a 2nd and 7 at Southside's 25-yard line. 2 minutes in, no score. Fayetteville right to left, ball in the middle of the field. Dogs purple tops, white pants. Southside all white with a little blue on the numbers and trim. Here's Bowers with Jackson White in the game alongside. Drops back, looks left, slings it, caught, nope. Flanagan has 2 drops. He got hit as it got in his hands. Good coverage on the play by number 33. And that is Cam Belcher with a big tackle, but a drop by Flanagan. So 3rd and 7 now after that play was broken up.
Well, I tell you what, JB, that was a good check down by Bowers. Just we got to get Flanagan to hold on to the ball.
Yep, no question. Here's Bowers, pistol gun, looking right, buying time, rolling left, pumps again, finds a man, he dropped it again. And then a late hit, but no call. Jackson White got ripped. Just absolutely blasted by Mason Gregory, the safety, and I don't think there was any need for that. It was already incomplete. He's lucky he didn't get a flag thrown.
Right, he was defenseless a little bit.
Wasn't he?
Wasn't he? But I tell you, he got to protect himself by catching the ball.
That's true. So it's going to bring up a 4th down as the Dogs are stymied by that Southside D that we talked about being in such a pressure spot tonight in the pregame. And it's going to be a 42-yard field goal attempt. Richardson perfect on the year on the place kicks. And the snap is down. It's dead center, right to left. It's low. Does it have the distance? It does not, and it's no good. Huxley never got it up. There was no loft there, and he just missed his first field goal of the year. Has had one blocked, has had a few extra points blocked, but no field goal misses till tonight. It's a tough spot to do it here in the playoffs. But how about that Southside D? And we'll keep it here with a big stand of their own early on, Jermaine.
Yeah, that was a big stand for Southside. If they want to try to stay in this game, keep up with the Purple Dogs, they're going to have to continue to play like that on defense. For them to stop them and make them go for a field goal, there's a 50-50 chance they'll make it. But I tell you what, though, that was a great job by them on defense.
Sure was. And now Southside gets the football back with no damage done. 9:23 to play in the scoreless first. Here is Gatewood, 5-step drop, set up the screen, and drop it. A lot of drops early. Teams look a little jittery. That was intended for the fullback, Brendan Ulrich. The senior couldn't come up with it. And we'll go 2nd and 10, and Fayetteville's a couple drops. Southside is a couple drops, and maybe some first-round playoff jitters here tonight.
It is. The jitters are happening at first round. The butterflies are still going, and, those guys haven't settled into the game yet. But I'm sure these drop passes that we're seeing early, they won't continue.
9:18 to go in the first. We'll go 4 wide with a single back, send a man in motion, and keep it. Does Gatewood run it through Schaefer, and that is not a good idea. Dotson Schaefer stuffs him. Just depends on the spot. If they want to give him a yard or not. It looks like they will say maybe inches, so we'll say no gain. Dotson Schaefer's a beast.
He is. That was like, Gatewood was like, man, I just ran into a wall. Schaefer just swallowed him up, man, and that was just a great play by Schaefer to shed his guy, his offensive tackle, and put himself in place to make the tackle.
They literally give him 2 inches, which rounds down to nothing. So it's 3rd and 10 from just beyond the 20. And here is Gatewood empty the backfield with 5 wide. Dogs going to bring a house. And the pressure comes, and Gatewood delivers, and it's caught in space, and that's not enough for a first down. Good coverage by Will Litzinger stepping up and taking out Tyrese Solomon after a gain of 7 when they needed 10. And so now it's 4th and 3. And Southside's most likely going to punt this football away.
Yes, that'll be the best thing for Southside is the punt. Try to change field position. Right now, the Purple Dogs defense is really stopping them, man. It is stalemating those guys, and they can't get no movement on offense.
Punt time for Adam Puckett, the sophomore, gets rid of it. And it's a high spiraler, and it is fair caught diving forward by number 13, Gary Devisary, who's got a Grant Devisary, I'm sorry. He's gotten the chance to return kicks here of late. Only a sophomore. Grant with very soft hands there. And we will call that a 28-yard punt with no return. So Fayetteville will take over on its own 45-yard line. And we're going to keep it here still. Hang on to that mid-first quarter break as long as we can. Josh Bertuccini and Jermaine Petty with you in the broadcast booth. We got Miss Megan on the stats tonight, which makes everything smoother. And Brady Weinrich, who's been the man all year for the Bulldog broadcasts on the ones and twos. So our A-team for you folks. Sling it right. Bowers to Flanagan at the line of scrimmage, and Connor's not going anywhere. They might say he got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll say no game. But that was Bowers to Flanagan. Very well defended. Nice tackle on the far side of the field by senior linebacker Sam Wynn.
It was, man. I'll tell you, those linebackers are getting involved.
So far,
they're really getting involved in the passing game. And, you know, usually we have linebackers that's involved in the passing game. They're pretty good. They're pretty good at what they're doing.
And it'll be 2nd and 10. Bowers will bunch 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Call for it. Now roll left and throw for his man Cody Gray, who caught it coming backwards, and I think his momentum's going to keep him shy of the sticks. It will. That's a 9-yard gain for Bowers to Gray. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Fayetteville quick to the line for Billy Dawson. Bowers going to go pistol gun with Nate Nolan behind. And 4 wide on 3rd and 1 at the Southside 46. And the Mavericks jump, and it's going to be a first down Fayetteville. That is number 90, Luke Richardson, who got overeager. And the Dogs are going to go 5 yards to the left. It's going to be a 1st and 10.
Defense number 90, 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
There you go. 5-yard penalty to the 41-yard line, and a 1st and 10 Fayetteville with 7:20 left in the first. And you know, when you think Southside, I was just thinking about what you said, Jermaine, about the importance of linebackers. Southside, all those really great teams, known for their defenses, known for their tackling. The last couple of years, they've not played as well. They're playing well so far tonight. Bowers, play action, pump, step up, run, race for the 30, and then get knocked down at the 29-yard line. That is a 12-yard gain for Darius Bowers, who sold the pass very nicely with a fake, and it took off. Looked like a designed run.
It looked like a designed run for Bowers, man. I'm telling you, he was able to pump fake him, you know, to buy himself a little bit of time and some space, man, and to hit right up in there to get the first down.
1st and 10. At the Mavs 29. 7 minutes left in the first. Dogs right to left and on the move. Trying to break a scoreless first quarter here. Here's Bowers. 5-step drop. Look left. Has time. Steps up, runs again. 25-20. Gliding right. And going to get to the 15-yard line. Just shy of it. 14 more yards for Darius Bowers. And he is running as aggressively in the first quarter tonight as we've seen in months.
He is, I mean, and that's what you got to do as a quarterback. If they're taking away your weapons, I mean, you got to run it. You got to beat them with your feet. You know, like we talk about that dual threat with Gatewood earlier. Bowers is the same way. He's a dual threat, and so right now they're taking his receivers away from him, so he's going to beat them with his feet.
It's a smart play. You're absolutely right, Jermaine. And a bad snap goes through his hands, and Darius is going to run backwards, and he didn't get it. And I think Southside just recovered that. There's going to be a scramble there. And it does look like Fayetteville salvaged the football. Almost a disaster. And it was number 54, Cam Irvin, who finally fell on it, but it was all the way back at the 32-yard line. So that's going to be a 17-yard loss for the Fayetteville Bulldogs. We'll call that a team loss. We're not taking that out of Darius's rushing stats. That's not even right. That's a team loss. You would write team minus 17. And Bowers 3 for 39 so far, but now it's 2nd and 27, and they try a bubble screen to Cody Gray, and they just lost another yard. Bowers to Cody for minus a yard, and now it's 3rd and 28. So the Dogs have gone backwards. It's just a miscommunication, a bad snap by the usually reliable senior Tyler Epperson, and Bowers had a chance to fall on it, but didn't do it. Cam Irvin came and bailed him out. Now Darius on 3rd and a mile, steps up, throws it short to Malinga, dance move at the 28, cut back to the 26, but he's going no further than that. 7 yards from Bowers to Malinga, and that will make it 4th down for the Dogs, but you're pretty far here. How long a field goal is this? This is a 43-yarder. They just missed a 42-yarder. I might try Huxley out again. Billy Dawson is not going to do that. You would go for
I
it?
would go for it. I mean, because right now Fayetteville defense is playing
It's
solid.
4th and 21, Jermaine.
Yeah, but right now the defense is really playing solid. All you got to do is call a play, hope Southside breaks it down.
I disagree. You let him miss from 42 a second ago. Let the kid get another kick. You might need him later. 4th and 21. This is a Hail Mary, essentially. And the Dogs look confused. They're going to change the play. Play clock running, and now they're going to call timeout because they don't know what they're doing. How can you say don't kick the field goal? You're in the same spot one drive ago and you kicked the field goal, and now it's 4th and a mile. You're a very smart guy, and I usually agree with you. I do not agree with you on this.
The only reason why I say go for it now and then go back-to-back field goals at 42 and 43, just in case your kicker right now, his confidence is kind of down right now.
No, none of that. He missed one. Go out there and kick another one, Huxley. I want to see Huxley make one here.
I mean, I know he can make it. I mean, guaranteed he can
made a
make
48-yarder.
Oh, yeah. That's why I say he got plenty of legs.
And if he misses again, then maybe tonight he doesn't have it. But I want to see Huxley get a kick here. We'll see how Billy Dawson plays it. 4:34 to go, and a scoreless first. Fun game so far.
Oh, yeah.
Southside's linebackers have really dug in early on.
Southside linebackers have dug in, and they're keeping the defense within the game. They're making big plays. But I tell you what, this has been a battle of defense so far.
So far,
it's been a battle of defense.
And no Huxley Richardson. So Billy Dawson is going to run a 4th and 21 play from Southside's 26-yard line. He must not have liked what he saw to Huxley's kick at all. It was not a good kick. Here's Bowers from the gun with 4 wide, has it. Standing tall, throws it deep. Caught Jackson White, touchdown Fayetteville. What do I know? A perfect en route over the middle of the field. And where is the safety help? Jackson White with a 26-yard touchdown catch from Darius Bowers. So Jermaine Petty rules the day again. I still think he'll let Huxley kick it there, but that's okay. Great play. Touchdown Fayetteville.
It was a great play, man. The only reason why I say that, JB, go for it because the past 3 plays on the passing, the safety has been biting up.
So they saw something.
So you just have to go back to it and hope that your receiver can run that right route again and Bowers actually pick it up.
So Huxley comes on and knocks the extra point through, and we'll take our mid-first quarter break. 4:28 left to play in the first. Fayetteville 7, Southside nothing. You're listening to Purple Dog Football on Nash FM 94.3.
Take great pride in serving our Arkansas neighbors, which is why we provided a commitment to our communities where we live and work for over 85 years.
Knocked down after a short return, and Southside will get back to the offensive side of it. It is Fayetteville 7 and Portsmouth Southside nothing. 4:23 left to play in the first quarter. Josh Bertuccini and Jermaine Petty with you. Dogs just went for it on 4th and a mile and converted for a touchdown. Nice catch, Jackson White, to go up and get it and then scamper in. Jermaine, you think the coaches saw what you saw in the defense before the play?
Oh, yes, I did. And that's what most coaches do that sit up high. They get to see that stuff.
Well, tell folks what you saw, what you were telling me.
What I was telling JB was that the safety was coming down. He kept biting in because Bowers kept hitting him on a 12 and a 13-yard run, so he was trying to support the box. And so Bowers just had to have time, just to throw the ball at the receiver, get behind the safety.
So Gatewood a keeper for no gain. So continue. So they see that.
Yes.
And then they tell him in the huddle,
that's it.
He's there for you.
Yes,
right?
that's all I told him in that timeout. It's like, hey, look, it's going to be open for you. Just buy your time. Just give it just a second. Give him time to get back there. And just lob it over top of the defense, man. It's going to be 6. It was there for the past 3 plays.
All right, so the Purple Dogs looking good early on here tonight. And get a stuff on first down, no gain. Looked like Tortorello on the tackle, and they will run it left was Solomon, and he turns the corner and gets to the 26-yard line. It's actually Ulrich on the carry, and we're going to give him 6 yards. So Ulrich gets a nice run, 6-yard gain. Number 33, Trenton Meadows on the hit. 3rd and 4, Southside football at its own 26-yard line. Going left to right at the far hash mark. Mavericks on the road, all whites tonight. A little bit of teal on the sleeves and trim. Fayetteville purple tops at home, white pants. Dropping back Gatewood, 3rd and 4, sets it up, nothing doing, throws it into the turf, and that is not a good 3rd down play at a Fort Smith Southside. They're going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, you know, that's not a good play. The screen play is not there for them. They've been trying to run it all night, the middle screen with the running back. Haven't been there. Fayetteville's playing fundamental defense. They staying at home. They staying with it, you know, playing that responsibility. So, you know, and when a defense is doing that, the screen game, it won't work.
All right, so it is punting time once again for Adam Puckett and the Mavericks. Devasari set to return along with Cody Gray, and it will be Cody backpedaling and catching at his own 34. Great special teams pursuit by the Mavs prevents any more damage. That was a 40-yard punt with no return. And a good-looking tackle by the Mavs, and give credit where it's due. That looked like number 37, Cam Belcher out there. 2:59 to play in the first. Fayetteville up 7-0. Winner of this game advances to the state quarterfinals next week at Bryant, who has a bye this week. Bryant, the 2 seed out of the Central. Got some interesting games around the area tonight. Harbor home for Northside. We'll get you an update on that at halftime. And, of course, Springdale making the trip to Cabot tonight. Rogers is at Conway tonight. Pea Ridge a home playoff game. And Prairie Grove one as well. Shallow on the road. From the gun, here's Bowers. 1st and 10. Turn, give. And a nice cutback up the middle. It looked like Nasty Nate on the carry. 6-yard gain for Nolan. Make it 2nd and 4 out to the 40. And it is indeed number 3, Nate Nolan, in the game as tailback for this drive. Clock rolling, 2:40 to go in the first. 3 wide, Bowers turns, gives Nolan, same play, right up the gut at the heart of that Mavericks D. And they're back in a pass kind of coverage zone right now, and that is back-to-back 6-yard runs and a 1st down for Fayetteville.
You know, and Fayetteville taking advantage of it because Southside right now, they think Fayetteville trying to hit them with the pass. So now it's down their throat with this run game. And that's what they're doing right now. They're just going to pound it and pound it.
Bowers gives. Nolan tries to cut it right off tackle, but that is into the stomach of the linebacker, number 33. And that was a big hit on the play by Cam Belcher. And it's going to be a loss of 3. And it'll be 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. With 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in quarter number 1. We'll go pistol gun for the Purple Dogs. Mavs show a little rush here, and they bring it. It's one-on-one, and Bowers goes up top, and Chris Malinga pulls a little Houdini on the far sideline. That's a 24-yard gain from Bowers to Malinga. He reached up, tapped it to himself, did a little half turn, then caught it and scampered out of bounds. That's a pretty play.
That's what you call, JB, a playmaker. He wanted to make that play for his team. You know, he went out there and tipped it up to himself, give him enough time to run up under it to where he can secure the catch.
Impressive. 1st and 10, Fayetteville to the 30. Bowers drops back, throws up top, one-on-one. Cody Gray catches, runs in. That's a touchdown, Fayetteville. Darius Bowers to Cody Gray, 30 yards out, just a fade route, and Cody Gray making it look real easy on the other end. 13-0 Purple Dogs.
I mean, that was a great route, great throw. And I tell you, JB, they've been setting it up. Malinga and Gray have set that route up, because they've been running little out routes, little drag routes. They haven't run anything deep yet up until now. They caught Southside back on their heels, and they took advantage of it.
Sure did. And now Huxley Richardson on and knocks the extra point through cash money style. And it's 14-0 Fayetteville with 1:52 left to go in the first quarter. We'll keep it here, and I'll say this, Jermaine. For the first 6 minutes, we had the feel of a battle. Southside digging in. Maybe this is going to be a little more interesting than maybe we thought. And then in the last couple of minutes, Fayetteville flashing that lightning strike potential.
That's it, man. I thought it was going to be a defensive battle. That first quarter so far, they've been going back and forth. But the last 2 minutes,
bam,
for Fayetteville. And
you feel like another lightning bolt might be coming right now too.
And that's the Fayetteville Bulldogs that we expect to see on Friday nights. Is that quick tempo, fast scoring. And now we're starting to see it. And I guess the butterflies, the jitters and everything that they had, for the first round playoff, I guess that they going away
I agree.
now.
No, I agree.
I think they starting to play a little bit, then settled in.
I love everything you just said. I think you're right. That purple rain, quick strike offense, we know, really flashing itself here. And anytime they're going purple rain in Fayetteville, it's a good sign, right? Prince would be proud. They play purple rain at homecoming every year here. Pretty appropriate. And you're right, Jermaine. I mean, this team right now looks like it is in playoff mode completely. And what you said is right. Some butterflies, some jitters. In the first couple of minutes seem to have gone away now. The return by Solomon. Left to right, turns the corner at the 15 to the 20, 25. Stiff arm. And out of bounds to the 30. That was a sweet 27-yard return by Tyrese Solomon. Gets his team some good field position.
I mean, he did. He got him some real good field position, man. And great return, great stiff arm. Just now what they got to do is just try to get a little bit more yardage right now. So far their special teams have been a yardage goer for them, for the kick returns and the punts. That's where they get most of their yards now. But in order for them to move that ball on the Fayetteville defense, man, they're gonna have to come with a little bit better play calling.
1:44 left to play in the first, and you're right, Jermaine. They need to come up with something, or Fayetteville's just going to keep ripping the doors off. Low snap. Gatewood corrals it, steps up, throws a bullet, and that's a touchdown Southside because you're never going to catch him. Tyrese Solomon just off to the races. Is he still running? He might still be running. 68 yards later, I lost track of him. That was an untouched, easy touchdown from Gatewood to Solomon, and he was gone in a cloud of dust. And Jermaine, what just happened?
Man, what happened was, he got inside of him. He got inside the defensive back. And, and any time that you're playing man with no safety help, you cannot, as a cornerback, you cannot let the receiver get inside of you. Because if they do, that's what happens every time. Especially if the quarterback put the ball on to him, it's going to happen.
So that drive was all Solomon. He returned the kick out to the 32, and then he took a slant 68 yards to the house.
Yeah. I mean, and they just caught Fayetteville in a man defense. With zero help in the back end. What I mean by zero help, that's the safety that usually sit back there in the middle. He wasn't out there. He was out there playing man coverage based on the formation that they had, and so that slant inside route is going to be there. And that's what the coaches tell you all the time as a defensive back coach. Do not let your receiver get inside of you, because if you do, that's going to be 6, exactly what just happened.
Well, that's a little wake-up call both ways. I think it reminds Southside that they're still in a football game because they looked like they were letting go of the rope real quick. And it reminds Fayetteville that you had a great start here, but let's not forget, this is playoff football. They're going to keep coming at you. Solomon's a special player. He's very fast.
He is very fast.
But the Gatewood to Solomon, I mean, Southside has to ride that combination tonight.
Right, they got to
do it.
So far that's been their yardage, Gateway and Solomon, So, I mean, in order for them to have a chance tonight, they're going to have to keep that combination going.
And now Fayetteville's got to be much more aware of Tyrese Solomon in space.
Yes, you have to adjust to that. If it comes down to him playing man coverage, you play maybe a soft man on a Solomon because he got that top end speed. So therefore, try to keep him under you and where you can corral to him.
Here's the kick from Ronalds, and it will be bobbled by Devisary back at the 25 and then out to the 31-yard line, so a 6-yard return. And Fayetteville back in business with 88 seconds left in the first quarter of play, leading 14-7. Thanks to all of our fine Bulldog sponsors this season: Odom Law Firm, Roush Coleman, Chambers Bank, State Farm agent Larry Biddle, Crossover True Value, Young Life NWA, Ozark Electric, Crane Automotive, Fayetteville Auto Park pre and post, JJ's on the halftimes, Mascot Media powering the Bulldog app, and great to have them on board this year as well. Thanks to the Arkansas Activities Association for granting us the license to broadcast in the state playoffs. Nate Nolan rips a chunk right up the middle of the field. Nasty Nate with a huge run. I'll give him 38 yards and a huge first down, Fayetteville.
Yeah, JV, that's how you answer an explosion play with another explosion play. Fayetteville come right back with Nate Nolan. Man, hey, right up the middle. I mean, he almost took it to the house. He was one tackle away.
He was. Pistol gun. Bowers turns, gives. Nasty Nate, run left. Gets stood up at the line, but go through Belcher and get himself 3 more yards anyway. And Fayetteville inside of that Southside 30. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Well, I tell you what, man, they trying to run that inside play on him. And Belcher's right there, you know, he's one of the top active linebackers for Southside, man, and he's moving sideline to sideline. So they'll have to find another way to attack him.
From the gun, Bowers looks left, pumps, buys time, has Cody open, touchdown Fayetteville. Darius Bowers, pump fake and see you later. Cody Gray with the softest hands, maybe in the 7A West. Just watched it float into the breadbasket. That was a 29-yard TD done easy street style. 20-7 Fayetteville.
I mean, just that quick there. Gray ran one of the great routes, man.
You called it. You said they got that all night now.
That's it, you know, and he ran a great route there, you know, which was a good one. He ran almost like a post corner route. Really, he run like he running the post, stick his right foot in the ground, really plant it, stick it, and shoot back outside to the left to the pylon, and the ball was right there waiting for him.
So Huxley Richardson out for the extra point. He's 2 for 2 on the extras tonight, 0 for 1 on the field goal. Southside jumping into the neutral space. No need for that. And we'll just do it again. But yeah, Cody Gray with that work down the sideline, making it look easy. And that was a quick drive. Nolan rips off that massive run to start it. All right, we know what it is. Let's, right? I thought we did this a minute ago already. Let's kick the extra point here. Oh, and they're going to go for 2. I like it. You're going to jump offside, forget it. We're going for 2. You're going to do that, we'll get it in from the 1. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
That's aggressive, JP.
And that's what you got to do.
Here we go.
You know, got to put the nail in the coffin.
They're going to go Wildcat style with Jackson White, and Jeff Williams says, nope, timeout. So now we're starting to get a little gamesmanship into the mix here, Jermaine.
It is, man. You know, and that's what it is. I think that play by Solomon earlier, that touchdown, I think that woke up the Purple Dogs because, man, I'm telling you, they come right back 3 plays, they scored. So now, in the process of scoring 3 plays, we're going to kick a field goal. Well, y'all jump offside. Well, you know what? Now we're going to go up by 2. We're going to get this 2-point conversion. Go ahead and work that game plan in, too. I'm telling you, man, Coach Dawson got those guys firing on all cylinders. He did doing a great job this season.
I think when you come out, you coach aggressively like that, you make your team want to play more aggressively, don't you?
Yes, yeah, you have to. You know, and usually your team follow the lead as the head dog. If the big dog is out there barking and he got a little attitude with him, the little dog's going to have it too.
I like it. And they're all Purple Dogs here for Billy Dawson in his first year at the helm of the program. Fayetteville looking for its 3rd straight state championship, potentially with 3 different coaches. Unbelievable. Jackson White, Wildcat, conversion play, cuts right up the middle, give him a deuce. Jackson White, 2-point conversion run. And you would give him credit for a 1-yard run as well. 1 carry, 1 yard. And with 38 seconds left in the first quarter, Fayetteville goes up 22-7. And why have they not put it up on the scoreboard? And Billy Dawson seems really upset.
Yeah.
They didn't say that wasn't good, did they?
No, they did. They were just checking the clock. The clock was running, so they just.
Oh, okay. A clock issue. Yeah. Well, they still put the conversion points up.
They hold them.
They're holding. There you go. I was worried. Jermaine's like, I got you. I'm going to get you your points. I'll get your points for you.
They got us covered, JB. I tell you, man. But I mean, that was just an overall. That was a great way of finishing off the drive. You know, hey, with exclamation mark, hey, here it is. We're going to 2-point conversion you, and we're going to run it right down your throat. You know what we're doing. We're coming right down your throat. Stop it.
You can't do it.
Can't do it, man.
You can't do it. All right. So Fayetteville up 22-7 with 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Might have stick around for some stats at halftime. Courtesy the elite work of Miss Megan here in the booth tonight. Man, she is writing up a storm here in the first quarter. I think you work for that money. Work for it.
Yeah.
Temps in the upper 40s here this evening. dropping slowly, but feels nice. Not too chilly. No precip anywhere near on the radar. And here's the kick from Huxley Richardson. It will be fielded out of bounds. Never should have touched it. Fielded out of bounds. And number 5, that's Tate Gatewood returning kicks, huh? That's weird. No, it was number 6. I'm sorry, yeah. That was Jordan Jackson. If he lets it go out of bounds, it's an illegal procedure penalty out to the 40.
Right.
Instead, he touches it. Now it's going to give his team the football back in the 20.
Yeah, and that's just let you know, man. Coaches got to go over that in practice, man. Ball's going out of bounds, man. You got to let the ball go just to help your team get good field position. Otherwise, you're going to have it right where you touched it.
How about Darius Bowers so far in the first quarter? 10 of 13, 131 yards and 3 touchdowns. Unbelievable. And they will fake it and sling it left. That's a nice catch by Solomon. It gets hit by Martindale. And then bowling ball style, ricochets off a few people, really more pinball style, goes down to the 27. So a 7-yard gain from Gatewood to Solomon, who's clearly the go-to receiver. And a pretty lengthy first quarter, still has 18 seconds left. 2nd and 2 for Jeff Williams' crew, who I think is going to say we're done, and they are. And the first quarter is now over. Let's take an end of first quarter timeout. We'll come back and get you quarter number 2. It's 92 on the Ticket Sister Station, Nash FM 94.3. Making it happen tonight. We appreciate that. Fayetteville 22, Southside 7. Back in 60 seconds on 94.3. Appreciate Program Director Dan Henschel having us on board his baby. Also Market Manager Dale Daniels on behalf of all Cumulus Broadcasting Stations. Also Athletic Director Steve Jansky, and we already told you we appreciate the Arkansas Activities Association authorizing us to broadcast in the state playoffs this year. 2nd and 2 for Southside on the first play of the second quarter from the 27.5-yard line. Here is Gatewood with 2 receivers left. Going to run that way, option style, and pitch it. And here's Savoy with a juke move and a first down Southside. Nice play. It's a 5-yard gain of the option pitch. Savoy made a man miss. Check that. I'm sorry. That was Brendan Ulrich again. Savoy, actually, I don't think Savoy's gotten a carry yet tonight. Go ahead, Jay.
No, not yet, but I'm tell you, they've been active on that on the Purple Dogs defense. You know,
Good read by Gatewood on the pitch, though.
I thought it was going to go a little bit farther than a 3-yard gain, man, just because the Southside had them outnumbered. But the Purple Dogs corralled them, man, and got to the ball.
So Ulrich gets 5. We'll go 1st and 10 out to the 32. And here is Gatewood from the gun. And Tay drops back, looks left, has time, pocket collapsing, and he is going down. You can't hang on to the football forever. Not when our boy Dotson Schaefer's coming for you. Dotson Schaefer lost a 6 on the sack for Gatewood. And that's Schaefer's unofficially 16th sack of the season.
That's big time, man.
Just crushing it. He's been so durable.
Yeah.
You don't get that many sacks unless you play every game, every down.
Every down. You got to be out there on the field to have that
all the time.
To get 16 sacks, I mean, and that lets you know that he's real active with his hands.
Well, he's made himself a Division I prospect, that is for sure. They will run it right with Ulrich, and he's going to get hit by a couple of guys. That's Litzinger on the far side, the first to contact, also in on the tackle. his teammate, and that is number, looks like 46 with a chance to make a hit. That's Montrell Terry into the game. The sophomore getting a chance to play a little linebacker. I like it. And so it ends up being a loss on the play. We'll call no gain. We'll say solidly no gain. All right, 3rd and 15 at the 27 with 10 minutes left in the first half. Fayetteville 22, Southside 7. Trips left for the Mavs. Send a man in motion. It's Solomon. Here's Gatewood calling for it. Flag flies. Gatewood gets crushed. Just blown up. Blown up by number 12, Jay Burns. The sophomore rocked him. It's going to be a loss of, it looks like, man, 10 more.
Offense, 2 men in motion, did not reset. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
So they call an illegal shift on Southside. Billy Dawson says, I don't need that. I'll take the loss at 10. It's actually a loss of 7. All right, they say contact back at the 20. Loss of 7. And now we will have 3rd and, or check that, 4th and a mile. Tandem return. Grant and Devisary back at the 40. And here is the punt. And it's up for grabs. And it's called for. And Devisary has it at the 46. And there's contact anyway, and that should be a flag. It was soft, but you're not supposed to touch him.
No, you're not supposed to touch him. You know, the ref missed that call there.
He did.
You know, but I tell you what, though, man, that last play, Jay Burns really, I mean, he hit that A-gap fast.
He did.
You know, Gatewood didn't have nowhere to go.
Nope.
I mean, he corralled him up and secured a tackle, man. But I tell you what, though, Fayetteville linebackers is going side to side. I mean, they are really moving around tonight and really chasing the ball down.
All right, so Fayetteville has it up by 15 with 9:50 left in the first half, and the Dogs going for a knockout punch here in the first half. Couple more scores, and they could deliver it. Bowers from the tee, hands, runs right, Nolan into space, high stepping, 45-40, go Nate, go 30, 25-20, he's gone, 10-5, touchdown Fayetteville. Nate Nolan off tackle. Takes that thing 54 yards to the house, and Nasty Nate with a little comeuppance for the Mavericks makes it 28-7 Fayetteville.
Oh, Nate got some wheels on him, don't he, man? He separated himself from the defense. I mean, it's great read on him, reading his blocks, and everybody was active on that offensive play there. You know, in order to make a play like that happen, all 11 guys got to do their job, you know, and Nate was able to get around the end and you know, take it to the house, 58 yards.
Huxley Richardson cash money on the extra point, so it's Fayetteville 29 and Southside 7, and we'll take a 1-minute timeout. Come back in 60 on Nash FM 94.3.
Young Life enters kids' worlds to befriend them. Young Life enters kids' worlds to befriend them on their terms. We earn the right to be heard, to share the greatest story ever told.
I care about these kids because I was one of them.
I want all of them to see and to understand that they're valuable, they're important, they're significant.
The Young Life leaders in my life, they're like a light to me. They just want to be your friend and to know you.
Learn more at younglife.org.
Bowers raced 60 yards to the house, the longest run by any Purple Dog all year. We just saw Nate Nolan go 54 yards to the house, the longest run by any Fayetteville running back all year. And what a run it was. Bobbled. Fayetteville better get on that. I think the Dogs are going to get the ball. The Dogs are going to get the ball at the Southside 18-yard line because Southside just got completely confused, bobbled the kick, and then didn't even try to recover it. That was one of the weirdest plays I've ever seen.
Wow, that's all I can say, man. I've never seen that like that. I mean,
Why do you not try to recover it?
I wonder if he was thinking that was a punt or
Play
something.
was dead.
Yeah, man, because he was just standing over the ball, just looking at it. He didn't even try to recover it. You know,
that was Jalen Coleman, I believe, the junior.
I mean,
he bobbled it and then just looked around like it's not my problem anymore.
Yeah.
And then the guys around him kind of half-heartedly dove. By the time they got to it, the Purple Dogs were all over it.
Yeah.
And that's just a hustle play by Fayetteville special team, Shapey. Wow.
That's all that is. That's the hustle.
And they take right over at the 14-yard line. Bowers throws right for Jackson White, incomplete. We'll go second down. How about Bowers with 3 TD throws in the first quarter? But I don't understand the lack of hustle, the lack of awareness, the lack of desire to go pick up the football for your team.
Right. I mean, you got to have that.
I agree with you. I've never seen that before. That's so weird.
You know,
so weird.
I've seen a lot of things, JB, but that's the first
Me
time.
too.
That's the first time I was seeing somebody just stare at the ball and not recover.
Exactly. And they will roll it left. And Jackson White into space at the 5-goal line. Touchdown, Fayetteville. From 14 yards out, they run it left off tackle with Jackson White getting all the seniors involved here tonight. And Fayetteville goes up 35-7. Extra point pending. We still got 9:20 till halftime. The route is officially on, and we got a man down for Southside at the 15. That's not good for anybody. But that time, Jermaine, just way too easy for the offensive line to rip a big hole.
I mean, that was just easy, man. It was almost like the defense didn't have no fight in them. They was tired, you know. They didn't even try to tackle. I mean, it's just amazing, you know, to watch, you know, some of these guys bounce back once they get hit in the mouth. You know, it make you wonder, you know, are they being coached to keep fighting, to keep pushing? You know, and that's what it really comes down to. Who wanted more in that red zone? That's what it comes down to. And I think Fayetteville wanted it a little bit more than Southside.
I agree. 33, that's Belcher up on his feet. That's good to see. He's going to walk off under his own power. Looks like he twisted a knee. So Huxley Richardson on for the extra point, trying to go 5 for 5 from the 10-yard stripe here tonight. And this was a scoreless game for 6 minutes. Hard to remember that now. Fayetteville scored 35 points in the last, 9 minutes of clock time. So they're coming at you.
Yeah.
Every 2 minutes. Extra point is up in money. And now it's 36-7. Wow. The fight right now has it's like air out of a balloon. Outside of the Solomon touchdown, the Mavericks look completely defeated, Jermaine.
All the way around the board, JB.
Yep.
You look over there at their sideline, I mean, everybody over there down, you know. And look at Fayetteville's sideline. Everybody's jumping, happy, ready to go out there, go make a play. I mean, that's the big difference there, JB, is that you got to have a little heart and a little bit of fight to you, you know. Especially in the playoffs. I mean, this is it. You know, after tonight, I mean, there's no more going back to the locker room or to the drawing board and getting ready for next week.
Yeah.
You know, this is it. This is playoff time. You guys got to leave it out there on the field.
All right. Fayetteville looking for, well, we said a knockout punch. Feels like they've already thrown a couple, but they'll keep throwing them, at least in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get your team as sharpened and ready to go for next week's trip to Bryan as you can. I say that like this game's over. It's obviously not mathematically over, but it sure feels like it emotionally. 36-7 with 9:21 left to play in the first half. And Porter Smith on for the kickoff work here tonight. So Billy Dawson spreading it around, and it's going to be a little bit of a squib action to the 19. Bobbled! That time he did go get it. And going to return. Look at Mason run. Mason Love around the 25 to the 26. Cut back, get to the 30. And that time some fight. The Mason Love, the senior, who bobbled it twice, but actually did hold on to it last time. Bobbled it and said, I'm done with it.
Right. He held on to it this time. Hey, you know, he got to thinking about it, man. Hey, if he want to continue to be on that special team,
you better not leave it there.
He better not leave it there again. You know, learn from your mistakes, and it's good.
I think his coach put him out like there's no way he does that twice in a row, right?
I mean,
if he did, he may have had to find his own bus ride home tonight.
He would have, because I mean, coach would have.
Coach like, if you don't want to pick up the football for me, why do I have to give you a ride?
Right.
First and 10 at the 24 for the Mavs, who are in big trouble. Gatewood turns and gives, and that is Ulrich running left. Let's make sure. Can't believe we haven't seen Savoy tonight. It's Ulrich again. He's getting all the work out of the backfield. That's 2 yards for him. And we'll go 2nd and 8. Fayetteville up by 29 points. Next week we head to Bryant most likely for a quarterfinal game. We did it 2 years ago, and Fayetteville won it nail-biter 30-24 en route to its first of back-to-back state championships. Trips left, one to the right. Here's Gatewood. He will hand it. They'll run it with Ulrich right. Now they're just trying to burn some clock, I think. That's a loss of 4. Never really had a chance. And that was Meadows and Beasley over there in the area. And we'll go 3rd. And where are they going to spot that? They're going to say he got back. All right, lost at 2. So we'll go 3rd and 10. Still, that was a pretty generic play call, wasn't it?
It was, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're trying to let the clock run out. Just keep. We're going to run the ball.
Well, they're getting just blown up right now.
They are, but at some point in time, you got to try to attempt something. You got to try to attempt something downfield. Give yourself a chance.
3rd and 10 at the 29. Gatewood dropping back, pocket collapsing. He avoids a couple tacklers, makes another man miss, running for the sideline, running for his life, and decides I'm good. Just walks out. No gain, but spares himself a couple of shots. And that offensive line of Southside is getting overwhelmed right now. It's 4th down.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was just a great play, by Gatewood to take, as many less shots as he possibly can. Just run out of bounds, let the field goal, not the field goal, but the punt unit come back out there on the field and, try to change the field position for them. Hopefully that their defense can come out, man, and play a little bit. They trying to fight and claw themselves back into the game, but it's just too much Purple Dogs, man. Those guys there are focused in and they ready to get this over with.
Puckett gets a good punt off, going to drive the adversary back to his own 33, but he will field it there. And so great field position coming up for the Purple Dogs. When we return in 60 seconds on Nash FM 94.3.
Enters kids' worlds to befriend them on their terms. We earn the right to be heard, to share the greatest story ever told.
I care about these kids here in this city because I was one of them.
I want all of them to see and to understand that they're valuable, they're important, they're significant.
The young life leaders in my life, they're like a light to me. They just want to be your friend and to know you.
Learn more at younglife.org.
For a 16-yard gain on 1st down. Now we run it with Nolan Dewey, and we see him go for 5 yards. Fayetteville is doing whatever it wants right now on offense. 2nd and 5 coming up, and the collective fight, seems to have gone out of the Mavericks, hasn't it?
Yeah, the Mavericks, they done lost that little fighting edge that they had early in that first quarter. And that's just because the Purple Dogs done got up on them, put some scores up on the board. When it's 0-0, you keep fighting, but now that you got some, got points on the board, you see who's going to give in.
2nd and 5. Bowers gives to the big fella. Dan Hinton behind blockers to the 40, the 35, the 30, and down to the 27-yard line. How about 19 yards for big number 22? And it is a 1st down, Fayetteville. Dogs up 36-7 with 6:47 left to play in the 1st half, and we are well on our way to Mercy Rule territory in half number 2. Bowers pistol gun with Jackson White behind, and 2 to the right and 1 to the left receivers, and he will hand to Jackson White and run it up the middle of the 20 and backpedal for a few more and fall down to the 16-yard line, 11 yards for Jackson White. The Rebels, the Mavericks, I knew I was going to say that at least once. I'll probably say 2 more times tonight. The Mavericks getting overwhelmed up front. The linebackers who played so well early look a little gassed right now. And Fayetteville doing pretty much like we said, whatever it wants, to the 16-yard line. Here is Darius Bowers, pistol gun, calling for it, turns, gives it Jackson White, run it off tackle, and then fall forward to the 11. So I'll go 5 more yards for Jackson White. And the flag flies after the play. And this one might be a little unsportsmanlike against the Mavericks.
Yeah, it is. They're getting a little feisty down there, man. You know, when you keep getting punched in the mouth, you can't do nothing about it. You know, usually the other side of you will come out, man, a little angry. You know, you start want to swing and throw little punches here and there. But I tell you what, though, Fayetteville just has got to keep doing what they're doing, keep pounding it down. You know, Southside about ready to give in. You know,
they may have already given in.
Yeah, you know, but I tell you what, though, JB, you know, when you got running backs like Fayetteville have, Nolan, White, Hinton, you know, those guys running back by committee. You know, and they running hard, and each one of them, when they get the ball, it's going to take 2 or 3 of the Mavericks to bring them down. You know, so.
Defense, number 10, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 4. Those will offset. Second down. That's number 10 and number 4 is first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
We heard you, buddy. So Braden Butler and Jack Clark get into it, and each get a flag. So it's 2nd and 5 from the 11 for Fayetteville. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Purple Dogs blowing this thing open halfway through the second quarter. Darius Bowers, pistol gun, calling for it with Nolan behind. Has it, gives to Nate, run up the middle, and he will lunge for the 7-yard line. That's 4 yards, and we'll go 3rd and 1. Tackle up front by Heber and Ulrich. And look, Fayetteville is knocking on the door again here with very little resistance. So 3rd and 1 at the 7. Dogs going left to right, football in the middle of the field. And they will wildcat it with Jackson White and Fayetteville false started. And that's going to make Billy Dawson not very happy.
False start, offense, number 45, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
JP, maybe a little play action here. Bowers to somebody for some pay dirt. What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a little play action. You know, Bowers gonna hit. I think he probably hit Gray on a slant route because you know he got one-on-one coverage over there on the wide side of the field, and I think that's what they're gonna try to do is play action up the middle because they've been getting 5 to 10 yards every time they run the ball up the middle. So now it's time just to play action it and dump it off to one of the receivers.
All right, 3rd and 6 from the 12. Here's Bowers, fake to Hinton, roll right, get hit, up for grabs, and it's intercepted. And that was a good play by the Southside defense as they finally got pressure up in Bowers' face, and Sam Wynn picked it off. It was a nice play.
It was, man. You know, JB, we were just talking about the play action pass. You know, anytime that you run the play action pass in the red zone, you know that the defense only going to backpedal so far. So those routes got to be quick routes. You can't run a route that you hope to develop. And in the process of running those routes there that you hope to develop, you know, it's going to get intercepted because the defense is not really dropping back anywhere. They just sit back into a zone. And, you know, in a zone, you only got to cover 10 yards. I mean, it's going to be hard to get an open receiver. So when you get the man coverage one-on-one, you got to attack that on the backside.
Very, very true. And now it's Gatewood dropping back on 1st down, slings it right for Solomon. And I don't know what happened there. It was a catchable ball, but didn't really make much of a move on it. Deflected incomplete. Looked like Mueller came over and hit it. So we'll go 2nd and 10 for Southside. And I'm thinking that doesn't work for Southside so much as they're backed up to their own 13. And given the way things are going for them, Fayetteville is right on the doorstep of a score either way. Frank Morgan into it, cheering on the sideline, number 8, who is recovering from an MCL tear, supposedly. Look at him squatting. He looks like he's feeling good. Frank supposed to be back in the lineup next week at Bryant. That'd be a huge get back for Fayetteville. Here's Gatewood, man in motion. He will forward pitch it to him, and he'll sling it around the corner. That's a nice run by Solomon, who's out of bounds at the 21-yard line. That's going to be an 8-yard gain, and we'll go 3rd and a couple.
Yeah. I tell you what, the way that they said that reverse, I mean, it's pretty sweet, but now's not the time to try to run trick plays, especially when the defense is really coming after you. You got to try to, you got to try to stretch the field, man. And Southside only tried it once, and it was picked off, and so they abandoned it. But they need to try to stretch the field on Fayetteville.
3rd and 2, 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol gun for Gatewood. Tay has it, turns and gives it, and they run it right in the line. That's just a terrible play. It's going to get swallowed up by Tortorello and Coleman Johnson, and all of that Fayetteville front just collapsing up front. So a loss of 2 by Ulrich on 3rd and 2, and now it's 4th and 4, and that drive did nothing. Just did nothing.
They've been 3 and outs. And you see, and we was talking earlier about Southside linebackers, how they was early in the game, they was running sideline to sideline, getting up in the middle, being very active. And when your offense don't help you out, they constantly have a 3 and out. You don't ever have time to recover on the sideline to get any coaching tips to help you, when you get back out there.
Here's the punt with the Dogs after it. Almost looked like a hand on that. Going to bounce to the 48 and go sideways and then back forwards again. Look at that football. Like a friendly roll to the 46-yard line. So we'll go 35 yards and no return. And Fayetteville back to the offense after the punt by Puckett, leading 36-7, 4:06 left first half. This shapes up very nicely for Billy Dawson, the Dogs right now. You take some clock down, you get down the field, you put the stamp on the game at halftime, you run the clock in the second half.
Oh yes, that's what you do here. What you're telling you right now, the Bulldogs, they'll huddle up right now, and the coaches right now tell them, hey guys, don't push the issues. Go out here and take care of the ball. It's move the clock, go in at halftime and make some adjustments to come back out the second half and finish this game off. But right now, the most important thing on this drive here is Fayetteville got to take care of the football.
Yeah, they do. Take care of it, get it down the field, and get this thing in check before the half. Run it up the middle with a big fella and fall forward to the 50. That is 5 yards for Dan Hinton. We'll go 2nd and 5. And I like what you said earlier, Jermaine. You said running back by committee to the utmost tonight. Each guy getting in there, trying to match the other guy. All 3 seniors chipping in. Nolan, White, and Hinton. Right now it's Dan Hinton's turn. And Bowers drops back. Quick throw. Up for grabs. Chris Malinga. Great catch. Spinning backwards. And Chris Malinga falls at the 18. That is a 32-yard gain from Darius Bowers to Chris Malinga. Malinga has made a bunch of fine catches in the first half tonight, Jermaine.
I mean, he has, man. And I'll tell you what, JB, that right there was that next level catch. Not only did he make the adjustments, he went up and got the ball at his highest point. And you don't usually find that too often in young high school receivers.
No. Dogs from the 18 run it with Hinton. He cuts it right. The big fella lunging for the 5-yard line. 13 yards for Dan Hinton down to the 5-yard line. And Fayetteville right back in business. 1st and goal from the 5 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first half, going for the finishing shot here before halftime. Bowers has it, gives it, big fella up the middle, dragging blockers, touchdown Fayetteville. Dan Hinton's just too big, coming at you. It's going to take multiple guys to bring him down. That's 280 pounds worth. And Fayetteville has hit running clock territory. It is 42-7.
Man, I tell you what, JB, that was a nice run. When he got the ball down there, I was saying to myself, please feed it to the big fella. Let him go ahead and finish this off here. And with Dan scoring there, that all 3 running backs have scored a touchdown tonight.
Correct.
That is very special here. Especially your first
last home game of the season.
Last home game of the season. And all 3 of these senior running backs all score big.
So 43-7 Dogs, and with 3:15 left in the first half, it's a rout right now. And Fayetteville doing pretty much everything it wants to do. Let's take a 60-second break. We'll come right back. 92-1 the ticket.
What's up?
the hole.
To the 33-yard line. That was a tremendous 52-yard return by Mason Love. Looked for a second like he might house it.
I did. I thought he was going to take it to the house. Hey, and that's what the kickers are for. I mean, the kickers saved the day.
He did.
He really did, man.
Porter Smith came over and got him.
He saved the day, man. But I tell you what, though, on the return, you know, after the past two bots that returner had, man, it was good to see him have a good one. But at the same time, man, Fayetteville kickoff should not break down like that.
All right. Mason Love, who had some problems earlier, not that time, off to the races. And Southside in business at the Fayetteville 33 with 3:05 left in the first half, 43-7 Fayetteville. Gatewood's going to tuck it, run it right over the edge and get to the 30 and race forward for the 23-yard line. Nice run, 10-yard gain. Gatewood on first down. They might say his knee's a little shot. Nope, they gave it to him, so it is indeed a first down Southside.
You know, so far on this drive here, man, that's been the most yards they have gotten in the last 4 or 5 drives. So, you know, they doing the right things on offense, trying to get the ball downfield. But I tell you what, the Purple Dogs defense, somebody got to step up and make a play.
Get a stop. I'm with you. Let's get a stop here. And it's Gatewood changing the play at the line. Now back to the pistol gun with Ulrich behind, who's gone all the way at the tailback for Southside. Gatewood option, pitch it right. Ulrich race forward for the 20, lower the shoulder, and dive for the 17-yard line to gain a 5. Nice looking play. 2nd and 5. They've actually run the option okay a couple times tonight.
Oh, yes, they're running the option pretty good right now. The second time that they ran it, you know, but we got to get somebody up there on that to take that pitch, man. That corner got to get off the block and be able to get upfield, squeeze that pitch, you know, and they can stop that play.
2nd and 5, 2 minutes left in the first half. Dogs trying to make a stand here before the halftime break. Gatewood has it, looks left, buying time, set up the screen, caught, going nowhere. Well, I'll give him a yard. Shouldn't say nowhere. That was Ulrich for 1. Looked like when he caught it, he wasn't going to go anywhere, but he got tackled forward.
He did, and I tell you that.
It was a dangerous little play, wasn't it?
It was very dangerous trying to throw it over those linemen, you know, and hoping that the running back, you know, seal itself inside where he can actually be the one to catch that ball. Otherwise, I mean, Purple Dogs had somebody right there, you know, that could have intercepted the ball. Just overall, he said, I'm just going to get you down, man. I'm just going to attack you, let that clock run.
3rd down and 4. Minute 20 left in the half of the Fayetteville 16. Trips left. Gatewood gives. They will throw it up top to the end zone for Mason Love, but nice coverage by Jay Beasley dropping back, playing a little safety there. And now it's 4th and 4. And I would think Southside is going to go for it because the field goal is irrelevant.
Yeah, you got to go for it in this situation right here. Try to put some more points on the board before halftime. Maybe it'll spark a little fire in your team, but right now it's going to be pretty tough because Fayetteville right now is playing some solid defense. 4th
and 4 with 1:13 left in the half. Trips left, Gatewood from the gun with Ulrich to his right. Dogs sitting in that 4-2-5 nickel base, trying for a big stop here before the break. And Gatewood rolls left, buying time, looking end zone, up for grabs. It's incomplete. That's a big stop, Fayetteville. And with 1:07 left in the first half, the Purple Dogs take over on downs.
And that's what we expected, JB. We expected the Purple Dogs to come through for us on defense, that those guys were going to corral them. You know, they flushed them out of the pocket, but on the back end of it, there was great man coverage. You know, and one thing that I've seen Fayetteville adjust to is that now, before they was let Solomon be covered up by the linebackers. On that play just there, they made the adjustment. They put Burns on the outside receiver, and put the cornerback on the inside receiver on Solomon. So they didn't have no mismatch there.
Right.
Which was a great play on defense for them.
Bowers pistol gun, run it right with Nasty Nate, cut it up in the hole and get to the 21-yard line. It's 5 more yards for Nasty Nate Nolan, who's had just a tremendous first half. Remember, we'll get you some halftime stats here in just a couple minutes with our JJ's Grill halftime show just minutes away. And then our Purple Dog profile this week. Fayetteville Athletic Director Steve Jansky sat down for a few, so we'll catch up on the season sport for Fayetteville, who already has 4 state championships this year, including the volleyball title just a week ago.
Dead
And,
ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number
wow.
10.
Southside with an
That's his second
unsportsmanlike Jalen
unsportsmanlike
Coleman.
foul, which resulted in disqualification.
He's kicked out the game. Jalen Coleman kicked out. Wasn't he one of the guys who fumbled it? I think he fumbled a kick return earlier. Coleman's having a tough night. I think Jeff Williams and he are going to have a long conversation at some point.
He is. I mean, hey, you got to just talk to the young man, get his mind back in the right place.
Well, now, I mean, you march the football all the way out to the 36-yard line, and you got 54 seconds, and you got 2 timeouts, and Darius Bowers is still in the game. So if I'm Billy Dawson, I'm all in here. We're trying to get this thing down the field with the first team one more time tonight before they go stand on the sideline in the second half. Pistol gun. This will be fun here. Bowers with 50 seconds left. See what they do. He turns and gives, and they run it again with Nolan up the middle, and he's going to get to the 46-yard line, just shy of the sticks. I'll give him 10 anyway. They're going to say it was a first. So exactly 10. Clock stops with 40 seconds left in the first half. Now running again, and we'll see what Fayetteville does here. I mean, they can throw it if they want. Now, Malinga and Gray are not in the game, so they are in a running package. They're going to turn and hand it to Nolan. And he's going to cut it right twice to the 50, and then again the third time to the 45. He takes a shot in the back as he's knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Hit really, really hard by Mason Gregory, but a nice run nonetheless. And that's a 12-yard gain for Nate Nolan. So 23 seconds left in the half. And Billy Dawson looks like he is not interested in scoring anymore here. And he and Jeff Williams have known each other for a long time. And, you know, Dawson wants to make sure to stay sportsmanlike. But you got a chance here to do a little something on offense. I'm surprised Cody Gray and Chris Malinga are not in the game. But they are not in the game. It is number 14, Luke Charbonneau, split wide to the left. And number 17, Brooks Flanagan, split wide to the right. Now Barrett Adams in the slot to the left. Bowers pistol gun with Nolan behind. Will turn and give to Nolan, who cuts it up the middle and still moving and fights his way to the 33-yard line. Clock running. That was a gain of 9. And I think the Dogs are just going to take it to the half, whereas they probably could have gone for more points here. And they are indeed running to the locker room. So that enough was enough for Fayetteville in the first half, and I respect that out of Billy Dawson. Like, we already got a mercy rule in place. I'm good. Nolan's flirting with 100 yards. We'll get you the total here in just a couple of minutes. It's Fayetteville 43, Southside 7, and we've reached halftime. The JJ's Grow halftime show after this on Nash FM 94.3.
Continue its support of Fayetteville High School because this community is important to us. Our ties to Fayetteville run deep. For 45 years, we provided high-end legal services to the people of Fayetteville. But more than that, like many of you, our children have graduated from Fayetteville High School, are enrolled there now, or will be soon enough. Just another reason why Fayetteville's law firm will always be the Odom Law Firm. Come visit us at our new Uptown location for all your legal needs, and go Purple Dogs.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Did you do this? Yes. Did you do this?
Wow.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah.
We got you. We
Yeah,
scared you.
That wasn't funny.
Good evening, I'm reporter Sydney Mulvannon, and what a night for the Fayetteville Bulldogs. On offense, 2 touchdowns by Cody Gray, 1 by Jackson White and Dan Hidden, and a 54-yard rushing touchdown by Nate Nolan. The momentum is going strong for these Dogs, and let's see what they can do the next half. I'm reporter Sydney Mulvannon, back to you.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, coast to post. From downtown, way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
State Farm agent Larry Biddle is here to help you protect all the moving parts of your life with auto, home, life, and financial services. Larry Biddle and his team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
What's up, Northwest Arkansas? This is Christian with JJ's Grill, asking if you like great food, live music, and having a good time. We have daily specials, Northwest Arkansas's best buffalo wings, free live music, and don't forget, kids eat free every day of the week. Our kitchen is open till midnight, so grab your friends and family, do your mouth a favor, and stop by any of our locations. Football season is here. That means it's flip for your burger time at JJ's Grill. Feeling lucky? Come in during any NFL game, and we'll flip a coin to see if your burger is free or not. We'll see you soon at JJ's Grill.
Home. It's more than a place. It's a state of mind. It's a feeling of comfort. Security. Family. It's a word that can take you back to your childhood bedroom. Your backyard playground. If you are fortunate enough to own a new home for less than you can rent. In a great neighborhood with warranty for your peace of mind, you are coming home to Roush Coleman.
We take great pride in serving our Arkansas neighbors, which is why we provided a commitment to our community, where we live and work for over 85 years. Chambers Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fayetteville High School football team and would like to say, go Bulldogs. Built on tradition.
Joining us tonight at halftime performance, please welcome to the field the Fayetteville High School Marching Band. We open our halftime festivities with the classic rock song made famous by the supergroup Chicago. We hope you enjoy 25 or 6 to 4.
We take great pride in serving our Arkansas neighbors, which is why we've provided a commitment to our communities where we live and work for over 85 years. Chambers Bank is a proud sponsor of the Fayetteville High School football team and would like to say, Go Bulldogs! Built on tradition, sustained by excellence. Chambers Bank, the natural choice for the natural state. Member FDIC. Member FDIC.
Savings this big come with their own theme music. State Farm agent Larry Biddle in Fayetteville, Arkansas can help you get all the discounts you deserve with a free discount double check. After all, real savings should fold, not jingle. Get to a better state. Call Larry Biddle today.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Did you do this? Yes. Did you do this? Wow.
We got you.
Yeah.
We got you. We
Yeah.
scared you.
That wasn't funny.
Fayetteville, and number 17, Brooks Flanagan. Kicking off for the Mavericks, Connor Rowland.
Make this thing happen. Fayetteville up 43-7 at the break. We'll go running clock here in half number 2. And return style from the 5. And racing for the 20 and come back to the 25 is Brooks Flanagan. We'll go down to the 28. And this is going to be difficult to make our way through the names here in the second half, but we will do the best that we can, Jermaine. We will do the best we can.
Oh, yes, man. Well, I'll tell you what, we still got the starters going out there right now, which is good for them to come out in the second half, at least to start the second half, because you want to simulate what it's like for them to come out. You know, you don't want to just change right now.
All right, we'll go from the gun. And out the gates, it is the starters. Bowers to Hinton. And Dan gets stood up behind the line. I'm going to say that's a loss of a yard. Nice looking tackle. Look at the sportsmanship. I like it. Helping him up. Way to go, Luke Richardson, who made the tackle and then helped him up. 2nd and 11. And I'm with Jermaine right now. We still see a lot of starters in it. We've not seen Malinga and Gray since halfway through the second quarter, which is interesting. Bowers turns right, and that was a bad throw. Just wasn't even close of Brooks Flanagan, who was wide open. I think came out of his hand weird. That didn't look right.
Right, it did. It come out of his hand weird, but at the same time, he's so used to throwing to Malinga.
That's
now
exactly
now
it.
he's throwing to a new receiver, so they don't have the timing up yet.
Yeah,
so
that's what that is.
we just got to figure it out.
Yeah, he thought he'd go one way.
Yeah.
3rd and 11, pistol gun. Here's Bowers. They jumped. That's 5 yards for Fayetteville. So we'll go 3rd and 6, clock running, mercy rule style here in the Arkansas Activities Association. State playoffs and regular season. Anytime you're up by 35 points or more in the second half, we will roll, baby, roll. Roll, baby, roll.
And that's just, and you know what, in the way that they do that, I mean, it's good, just so a team just really don't get embarrassed or get beat by 100.
3rd down and 6 with 10:40. Left to go here in the third quarter at the 32, left to right. Pistol gun as Bowers gives to nasty Nate Nolan still in there. And he's going to lose a yard back at the 31. Nate with 149 yards in the first half. Now down to 148, but what a game for him. Dogs stopped, and they will punt the football away.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, man, for old nasty Nate, man, hit 150 yards in your first half of your senior year in the playoffs, man, I mean, that speaks volume. He's going to have stories to tell from here on out.
All right. And here we go. It is Joshua Hart with the punt and the return fielded at the 38-yard line. As Dylan Wyatt scoops it up, no return, so that'll be 31 yards in the air for Hart on the punt, and Southside will take over with 9:51 to go in the third quarter. And here comes the Southside Maverick offense. Tay Gatewood still in there. What a year for the junior. 28 touchdowns combined, passing and rushing. He's had some huge individual games. He'll be on tap for a huge senior season. Head coach Jeff Williams needs to get that offensive line and running game sorted out around him, but the loss of, well, Solomon's only a junior, so they'll have both those guys back. That's huge. Fake it right, keep it Gatewood. That's a 1-yard gain on the keeper. So he's a junior and Solomon's a junior. That's optimistic for them. And the offensive line is 3 seniors. They need more players than just Gatewood and Solomon.
Oh, yes. In order to compete at this level against a Fayetteville,
can't have 2 players.
You can't have against two versus 22.
Well, they have the quarterback, so that's a big piece.
Oh, yeah.
But they do need a couple more skill position players to step up and become factors. There's no question for them to be better next year. And then we'll talk defense for the Mavs in a moment. Gatewood under attack, dropping back, lobs it deep. Caught on the money at the 30, racing to the 20. Foot race to the end zone, to the 10 to the 5, out of bounds. Finally hunted down by John Conley and Jay Beasley. But that is a great play. Jordan Jackson, huge play. Goes 56 yards How about Gatewood to Jackson for 56? He's a junior. There you go. That could be another playmaker.
Oh, yes.
Gatewood Jackson's the first time we've seen Jackson do anything tonight.
That's the first time. You know, and that's just right. Fayetteville, you know, they overflowed on the play. You know, and they got to stay home. Stay home because, I mean, they had two guys. Southside had two guys wide open.
They did. They did. Here's Gatewood from the shotgun. He will forward pitch it to Jackson, who tries to make a man miss, and it gets clocked in the chest by Beasley at the 5-yard line. So that's going to be no gain. Gatewood to Jackson completion for no gain. 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line with 8 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mavericks knocking on the door. They're going to spot the football just inside the 5. 2 wideouts to the left and 1 to the right for Gatewood as he reads the D. And now sends his receivers further wide to the left. Mavs right to left here. Far hash mark. Gatewood looking left. Waits, throws. Caught. Touchdown Jackson. A late hit by John Conley. The rest let that one go. And 6 hit 6, but it was already a touchdown for the first 6. That's Jackson from 5 yards out. Gatewood hits him. And we'll go 43-13. And on for the extra point is Connor Ronalds. So Jackson taking over that drive.
He did, and Jackson took over, had 2 big plays, you know, to get him the score. But I tell you what, though, JB, what I would like to see the first time is when he was running down the field, instead of running out of bounds at the 2-yard line, is really try to fight for it and go on and get in the end zone. But he come back and made up for it later on in the drive and was able to get points for Southside.
Extra point is good. We'll take a timeout. 7:37 left to go in the 3rd. 43-14 Fayetteville on Nash FM 94.3.
Young life.
In the 3rd quarter, it's Fortune Northside 14, Fayetteville Harmon 9. At halftime, it's Conway 31, Rogers 6. And in the 2nd quarter, Springdale and Cabot are tied at 14. Kick for the Bulldogs will be Jay Burns and number 17, Brooks Flanagan. Kick it off for the Mavericks, number 32, Connor Robles.
Return, you said it was Burns?
Yes.
And looks like Wynn on the recovery. He already had an interception, so Burns fumbles as the up man on the return.
Yeah, you know, I just never seen it where they have a linebacker deep in the deep return. But hey, Burns must have some wheels on him. Hey, come back out here, make up for it on this play here. You get a chance to get back out there on defense, so go make up for that fumble loss and, you know, make your coach happy and proud that, hey, you might have messed up, but hey, coach, I got your back.
Gets you some out-of-town scores in just a moment. Including a surprise score from Harbor Stadium, from Wildcat Stadium. Throw it right, caught in the right flat. Spin move to the goal line, touchdown Southside. They better wake up here. They better wake up here. That's a 12-yard touchdown from Gatewood to Love. Too easy. Jermaine Petty said that 5 minutes ago, said Fayetteville's secondary is making it way too easy for the Mavs right now.
Yeah. We don't quite
kind of
understand.
let guys run free, like you
Yes.
said. And so it's 43-20, and now an extra point. We still have 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. We have a football game now.
Oh, yeah, it's still a football
This
game.
football game is suddenly broken out here. Extra point is up. What's the funniest thing is we have a running clock in play. Ronald's good. We have a competitive game and a running clock. This is like a win-win.
It is.
This is a win-win.
You can't beat it.
For everybody but Billy Dawson, I'm sure right now is look at him down there. He's absolutely exasperated with how his team has come out of the locker room. This is as flat as Fayetteville's looked in a very long time, Jermaine.
You know, and that's just because those guys are comfortable. They dominated the first half, and they thought Southside was just going to lay down, and they was going to be able to come out and put all the backups in and all that stuff there. That's what they was expecting. The backups was, you know, they was grinning ear to ear, you know, because they was expecting to play. But now that Southside done brought it back into a game, I noticed that they done subbed all their starters back in, you know, on special teams. You know, in games like this in the playoff, you can't give the opponent time to get back into it. You got to keep your foot on them. You got to keep them down while they're down.
Springdale leads Cabot on the road, 21-20 at halftime. Other 7A first-round playoff action. Conway leads Rogers as Fayetteville has problems again on the return, and it bounces over. Flanagan said it'll be a touchback. Conway 31-6 over Rogers at the half.
I tell you that.
One more. Third quarter, Northside 14, Harbor 9. 14-9 Northside, late third quarter. At Wildcat Stadium.
Wow.
That looked like a dangerous matchup for Harbor going in. Too many injuries for Chris Wood's crew this year. 1st and 10 for Fayetteville at the 12 with the first team in. And Malinga and Gray have returned. Thank you. We'd like to see them again. And here's Jackson White ripping a nice gain. Still running. Look at Jackson get some extra yards after contact. 15-yard gain for Jackson White in the first down Fayetteville. But all the Fayetteville starters back in the game. Billy Dawson not happy with the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Right, and that's what he's supposed to do. Is when the guys that you put in your backup, next man up, we say that's the mentality that we go.
But when they do nothing,
when you don't do nothing, you got to go back to your starters. I mean, you got to get this game back to where it was.
3-score game right now. Here's Jackson White. He got stuffed. Jackson got 2 yards and then got stuffed. Nice hit by Cam Belcher, who's had a very active game. Sam Wynn with 2 turnovers to his favor. An INT and a recovered fumble on a kick by Jay Burns, one of his, I think his only return of the year that I can remember. So when you said it's Burns, I'm like, no way. And I'm looking down, I'm like, that's Burns. he fumbled it up, and Southside scored. It's a 3-possession game with 6 minutes left in a running clock, third quarter. Here's Bowers with White behind. DB has the football, looks left, throws up for his guy Gray, but it's too far. And now a big third down coming up. Now a big 3rd and 8 coming up. If Southside can get a stop here, you give that offense the ability with its quick strike potential to get you right back in the game. They kind of feel like they're in the game again, Jermaine.
Yeah, they feeling like that, you know, because, I mean, you know, like I was saying, in the first half, they got to try to attack downfield, and that's what they started doing in the second half, you know, so far.
Well, let's see what happens over the next couple of minutes. A little early to talk miraculous comeback, but there's some weird things happening here at the start of the third quarter. Here's Bowers on a big 3rd and 8, roll right. Dogs need this one. He gets hit. He throws. Caught by Gray. Lost the football. Recovered Southside. Chris Malinga just lost the football as he went down.
Hey, and JB, that's what kills you more than anything, is not taking care of the football. That is the most precious thing that you have. And, you know, anytime you put that down, you know, you put fire up under your opponent, and, you know, now they ready to come back out and try to attack, you know, because everybody thought that they was down.
It was a 10-yard gain. He had the first down.
He did.
And then he just had it punched free, and that was D.D. Smith, number 11, the junior coverman, who knocked it loose. And it looked like Tucker fell on it. Southside's got the football at the 48. Only down 3 possessions. Gatewood on the screen. Throw it right. That's Solomon into space. 8 yards for Solomon. It was really, really fast. Tyrese had a 58-yard touchdown catch. And the first, that was a 68-yarder.
Yes.
That was a 68-yard touchdown catch in the first half. It was 68. Yep. Just checking, making sure I got it right earlier. That's why I'm checking. 8 yards on that catch. 2nd and 2. Gatewood play action. Has a man wide open. Goes deep. It's Jackson. It's a touchdown, Southside. What is happening?
I tell you.
What is happening? A 44-yard touchdown from Gatewood to Jackson, who's taking over. And in a running clock second half, Southside has scored 20 unanswered. And it's a 2-possession game. And I'm stunned. I am absolutely stunned. I think this crowd is too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of folks that's headed for the exits at halftime. Here's the extra point. Flag flies, going to have to try it again.
Flags on the play.
This is inexplicable.
It is. It is, JB.
I mean, I'm excited because it's a game, and you know me, folks. I'm going to call it fair. But I'm stunned. Oh, it's on Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And now Jeff Williams, a chance to go for 2. I think you do it right now. I think you do it right now, and he's going to. He's going to change his personnel and take the kicker out. He's going to say, I saw what you did, Billy Dawson.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to take the ball at the 1, and I'm going to get my 2 points right now because we're playing a playoff football game.
That's it.
And all of a sudden, the Fayetteville sideline, very quiet. The bounciness has stopped. It's gone to the other sideline. And how about the Southside Mavericks?
I tell you.
Here in the third quarter, they're going to go from the gun with Gatewood. And here is Gatewood, and he looks left, and he throws, and he's wide open, and he dropped it. He dropped it. That was Tyrese Solomon, their go-to receiver, who just dropped it. And that was 2 points left on the board. And look at Jeff Williams. He's still out there pumped for his guys. That one hurts a little bit, though. We've got to take a timeout. We've got a really good football game developing. 4:11 to play in the third. Back after this on Nash FM 94.3.
Proud to continue its support of Fayetteville High School because this community is important to us. Our ties to Fayetteville run deep. For 45 years, we provided high-end legal services to the people of Fayetteville. But more than that, like many of you, our children have graduated from Fayetteville High School, are enrolled there now, or will be soon enough. Just another reason why Fayetteville's law firm will always be the Odom Law Firm. Come visit us at our new Uptown location for all your legal needs, and go Purple Dogs.
Big thank yous across the board tonight. Program Director Dan Henschel, Market Manager Dale Daniels, Cummins Broadcasting, Athletic Director Steve Jansky of all the Fayetteville Public Schools. The good folks at Mascot Media powering your Bulldog app, downloadable for free via Google Play and the App Store. Get that great, high-quality video content in addition to the audio you're listening to tonight on 92 on the Ticket Sister Station, Nash FM 94.3. Bowers from the gun after the onside kick, looking downfield. Throw from Malinga, incomplete. DB has lost the accuracy a little bit here in the third quarter. It'll be 2nd and 10. So Southside onside kicked it as we were coming back from break. Looked like they might have it. Man, how about the Mavericks coming out of the locker room looking dead in the first half, just dead. And then out of the locker room right now, and they've got they've got 20 straight points.
Yeah, I mean, they come out fighting, you know. Coach probably told them at halftime, hey, guys, let's go down. If we're going to lose, let's go down fighting.
We're going down swinging. That's what we're doing. Here's Bowers. Mavs showing a little blitz action here. Bowers sees it on 2nd and 10, and he turns and gives. And it's Jackson White ripping a hole. That's a big run, and that's the best thing Fayetteville is going for it right now, is the ground game tonight has been tremendous. And Jackson White gets 9 yards, and it's 3rd and 1, and this is another important play in a 2-possession game right now. Under 3 minutes to go in the third, and that's made it totally bizarre, is that the clock's running mercy rule in the second half, and that part of the game has gone away.
Right.
This is now a competitive game. Here's Bowers, pistol gun, turns and gives. Southside blitzes. White makes a miss and rips a chunk. Look at him stagger for more. There's a 31, 11 yards for the senior. Fayetteville's running game has been dynamic tonight. Easily the best rushing game of the year for Fayetteville. And it's carrying them right now with 2:26 to go in the third. And I'm just excited we got a little drama finally, because the first half was like sleepwalker style.
Right. But I tell you what.
You know, and nothing against Johnny and Santo. You remember that song, Sleepwalker? Nothing against that great old school tune, but for a broadcaster, you want some drama. You want some action. We've got it now. Here's Bowers looking left, wide open. Throw it up, catch it, and run it to 5 and dive for the goal line. And that's a touchdown, Fayetteville. That's an outstanding touchdown, Fayetteville. 31 yards. Darius Bowers to Cody Gray. A little bobble, a little lunge, and then the delayed call, but he got it. Touchdown, Fayetteville. And Fayetteville gets a desperately needed margin-extending score, 49-7. Purple Dogs extra point on now to make it 50. And here's Huxley waiting for it. And I'll hand it to you here in just a moment, JP, for a little interpretation. Snap down, kick up, money in the bank. Dogs have half a century. It's 50-27 with 1:58 left in the third. There's a big answer score there.
That was big, man. That's how you respond. You know, that's how you put the fire out. 21 unanswered points. This is how we put the fire out. Put our starters back in, guys. Go back to work. Bowers, throw the ball to your receivers. Put it in play. You know, I know you said that he was inaccurate in this drive, earlier part of this drive, and I think it has something to do with the backup receivers being in there. It messed up his time. It messed up his timing a little bit. But now that they got that chemistry back, man, you should see good things from them the rest of the game.
I 100% agree with you. And you were on that early, that the timing seemed off between Bowers and his guys. But that was a huge score. Fayetteville had to have it. Dogs needed it bad, and they get it. And now you think you feel a little bit better about where things stand. With 2 minutes to go in the third, Fayetteville up by 23 points at 50-27. Josh Bertuccini and Tremaine Petty with you on Nash FM 94.3 as we do a little side work here tonight. 92 on the ticket with Razorback men's basketball season openers. They pound Samford. We had the Razorback ladies destroying Sam Houston State earlier today, so a good start to basketball. Both Razorback teams return for the one. Here's Solomon. He's quick. Cut back in the 20. Watch out. 25. Knocked down to the 29-yard line. And, man, that drop conversion pass big right now. We'll see how that ends up playing itself into it. All right, let's see if Fayetteville's defense can collect itself. Jermaine's suddenly a little bit shaky here of late.
Yeah, it's been a little shaky here, man. We just got to get those guys get back to the baseboard, you know, and go play fundamental sound defense. You know, stop looking in the backfield, and as far as the secondary goes, they need to stop looking in the backfield, and they need to keep their eye on their man. Don't lose them, because that's only how they can score quick is down the field.
50-27 from the gun. It's Gatewood, who looks like he's getting better as the game goes on. Finds Solomon at the 25, race for the 35. Take a lick. And out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Coming over to pop him was Lidsinger. Connolly in on it too. And that was Solomon for a gain of 8. We'll go 2nd and 2. Running clock here second half because Fayetteville looked like it had the game done, wrapped up by 36 at halftime. But Southside has made it much more competitive here in the second half. And looking for a score to make it a little tighter one more time before we're done. Gatewood looking left, throw it up top, and through the hands of Jackson. That's a tough catch for anybody. Conley stride for stride with him. Now we'll go 3rd and 2. Billy Dawson very happy to see a running clock anytime he looks over. Little deep breath of relief, right?
It is, man. You know, anytime you look up, that clock is running, you know it's on your side. Because, you know, it's going to get this game over with quick. But I tell you what, though, that was a great play by Conley. Staying with his man. That's what I was talking about earlier, Josh, keeping your eyes on your man. Be disciplined with your coverage.
3rd and 2 for the Rebels at their own 37, right to left near hash mark. Dogs line up in the straight man-to-man. Here's Gatewood, 5-step drop. Look right, throw, and right through the hands of his receiver. That was a touchdown, easy for Dylan Wyatt if he catches it off to the races. But he missed it, and right now the Mavs are showing you why they're a 3-7 team. They're really just a few plays away right now, but they're not making those plays. So it's 4th down, and I'd be surprised if Jeff Williams doesn't go for it when we start the 4th quarter. 3 quarters done. It's tightened up a little bit, but we'll have a running clock in the 4th. Fayetteville 50, Southside 27. Back in 1 minute on Nash FM 94.3.
Young Life enters kids' worlds to befriend them on their terms. We earn the right to be heard, to share the greatest story ever told.
I care about these kids here in this city because I was one of them.
I want all of them to see and to understand that they're valuable, they're important, they're significant.
The Young Life leaders in my life, they're like a light to me. They just want to be your friend and to know you.
Learn more at younglife.org. Learn more at younglife.org.
27, Fayetteville up by 23. Big play here, 4th and 2 for the Mavs from their own 37. They roll Gatewood right, looking to make it happen. On the move, throws it deep, and he should have caught that. Solomon, and maybe a little wide. It's tough for me to criticize Solomon for a diving effort, but off his fingertips, could have caught it. Would have been better phrased. Instead, it's a turnover on downs, and that's a huge stop for Fayetteville.
Oh, yeah, that was a big step for Fayetteville there on defense, to get that defensive stop. What they did was they let Gatewood get out of the pocket on the rollout, and it's hard to throw across your body and put it on the money. Even though Solomon was wide open, it's just hard to put that ball on the money on a route like that, especially when you're getting pressure. That speaks volume for Fayetteville defense. When they need a stop, they can go out there and go get it.
All of a sudden, a different kind of view of Southside in the second half. You see this team that has hung in there in more games and fought to the wire against teams like Bryan and Conway this year. They run it left with Nolan. Nate turns the corner and gets tripped up from behind. Be careful, Nate, when you go down like that at the 35. It'll be a 2-yard gain. We'll say 3. Let me say 3. 3 yards for Nate, and we'll go second and 7. Fayetteville football at the Southside 34. First half, there was not a lot to feel good about from a quick glance at Southside moving forward. Second half, Jermaine, I can name you 5-6 guys who look like they'll be good players next year. And so maybe the future a little brighter for Jeff Williams. They run it with a big fella, Dan Hinton, up the middle, 25, 21, 13 yards. Their big number 22, Dan Hinton. And a first down, Fayetteville. Dogs threatening again, but Gatewood, Solomon, Jackson, Savoy, and then on defense, you're talking about guys like the whole defensive line, Gatson, Morris, Richardson, Coleman. So they got some players.
Yeah.
They need to get bigger and stronger, but
right.
Southside should be better next year. Gatewood coming back makes you believe in that.
Oh, yeah, by far. All you got to do is get a couple of weapons for him.
Exactly.
It'll be a totally different team.
I agree. 1st and 10 for Fayetteville, attacking right to left. Here's Bowers from the gun, gives to Hinton, cut it left. Look at Dan push people all the way to the 17-yard line. They never tackle him. It's a 4-yard gain. They finally slow his progress. That's what happens with Dan.
Yeah.
The inertia stops, but he never goes down.
He'll go down.
Just like the rest, wait for him to stop moving and then call it dead. But Dan doesn't go down.
No, it's hard to bring down 280 when you 165.
4 guys can bring him to a stop, but he doesn't go down. It's only if he goes down, it's because he's trying to go down.
Right.
2nd and 7 at the 18-yard line, and Southside jumped, and they let him do it, didn't call it. 9:50 left. Bowers resets after lobbying for the call. As it turns, gives Hinton, run it up the middle. Big fella to the 10 to the 6, and he took a shoulder into the safety at the end. He likes hitting a little bit. They both went down, and that'll be a nice gain for Hinton.
Oh, yeah.
As he rips it up the middle, and I'm going to give him all of 17 yards and a huge first down for Fayetteville.
That was big. They needed that right there.
They did.
They needed
this
that.
score here would end the game officially.
Yes.
With 9:25 left. Still only a 3-possession game right now, albeit a 23-point lead. Bowers turns, gives, Hinton up the middle, staggering, and finally falling over the goal line for a touchdown. They got Dan Hinton on the ground, finally. But it was 6 yards later and into the end zone. So Dan Hinton has his 2nd touchdown of the night. It's his best game of the season, folks, and it comes at a good time. Nice to see the big back option emerge for Fayetteville tonight as they get set for a road trip to Bryan. And with 9 minutes and 14 seconds left, Fayetteville is up 56-27, and now Huxley Richardson is on for the extra point, trying to knock his 7th attempt through of the night. He is a lucky 7 for 7 on extras. And Fayetteville leads 57-27. The lead is back to 30. and now it feels like the game is over.
Yeah, this is how it should have been from the beginning. You know, I mean, when they come out of halftime, they should have kept their foot on that gas pedal. But you know, Southside made some adjustments. You know, and was able to get themselves back into this.
They
game,
were
you know,
very briefly right in it.
Yeah, make it a two possession game. So they was able to do that. But I tell you what though, man, that's Coach Dawson. That's what great coaches do. Put the starters back in.
I
guys.
like that he did it without hesitation.
Yeah.
He can't lose this game at home.
No, you can't. Not your first playoff game.
You're not messing around with that.
So let's go out there and put the fire out, guys. And then now we're gonna see that rotation that we were seeing earlier. You know, we got to dig deep down onto the depth chart and to find out guys' names. But I tell you what, it was good to see those guys go out there and respond to what Southside was doing.
All right, 57-27. Dogs up 30, 9:14 left to go. And we stick around for the Fayetteville Auto Park postgame show. We'll give you a nice wrap-up on the stats and scoring tonight. Keep an eye on that Northside Harbor game. What a score that. Springdale and Cabot, too. Two very interesting first-round 7A playoff games tonight. Solomon from the 1. Slow start into the 15. Turn the corner and go down. That was Devisary on special teams along with Carson Jordan. They dropped him shy of the 15-yard line.
I tell you what, that was a great play on special teams. You know, everybody ran down in their lanes. You know, nobody got outside, and Solomon was trying to get to the edge to get around. But when everybody is running down in their lanes, he didn't have no room to get anywhere.
So 9 minutes and 6 seconds left. 57-27 your score. And still 14-9, our latest update remains Northside leading Harbor on the road, late in the third quarter. Dropping back Gatewood at his own 5. Slings it left into traffic, dangerous. Beasley knocks it away from Solomon. That was almost picked off. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
But you know, JB, once again, man, you know what I was telling you earlier, when Solomon had his first touchdown, they keep letting them get inside on the slant route. And you know, as long as they do that, I mean, it's going to be to the house. But just so happened that time there, that's the first bad throw that I seen Gatewood throw. First bad when he threw it behind his receiver. But on top of that, there was a great play by the defensive back of breaking the ball up anyway.
From the gun, Gatewood 2nd and 10. With 3 receivers left now and a man in motion. Throws right in space, caught at the 25. Shake a defender, still going to the 30, and then slammed to the turf at the 31-yard line is Solomon. That's a 17-yard gain for Solomon. And looked like Coleman came over and actually finished him off with a tackle there. So Fayetteville's defensive starters absolutely still in this game and still making hits and trying to finish this thing off. Not done yet. Making him work for it. That's Matthew Carter who's in the game now at safety. And it's up for grabs, and it's bobbled, and it's intercepted. And racing right to left, John Conley. Look at John run. 20, 15, 10, 5. Give the kid a touchdown, Fayetteville. With 7:46 left, an exclamation point. 50-yard interception return for score. Conley took it away from the receiver, just ripped it away from him and went off to the races. He is so fast in the open field. And that's the first touchdown of the career for John Conley. And Fayetteville goes up 63-27 and is going to advance to the second round of the state playoffs.
That was a great play by Conley. He stayed at home, stayed with his guy. You know, it was a bad throw that got tipped up, and he found the back end of the tip and was able to take it to the house, man. I'll tell you, that was a big play. He was determined to score.
He was determined to score. I like that.
He was determined to score. The way that he was running, he was determined to score.
And Porter Smith on for the extra point, and he knocks it through. He gets to make one, the sophomore does. Fayetteville's got some kicking options. How about the sophomores? Smith, Richardson, and now Josh Hart emerging. All of them involved in the kicking game. Fayetteville up 64-27, 7:46 to play. We'll take our mid-fourth quarter timeout, come back for the close after this on Nash FM 94.3.
What's up?
favorite contingent. Good trek up by the Fort Smith Southside fans from the River Valleys. I'd say a good 400 or 500 of them here tonight. So you're talking about almost 3,000 here at Bulldogs Stadium. Just a massive turnout for high school football. Another big spectacle evening here in the state of Arkansas. And they will keep it. Gatewood will, after a little option keeper. Give them 3 yards. We'll go 2nd and 7. 7 minutes left to go in this one. The winner gets Bryant. Sure looks like it'll be the Purple Dogs advancing. This will be the 8th consecutive postseason win for Fayetteville. That's a bunch of postseason wins in a row. You would think you'd have a lot in a row as the 2-time defending state champs.
Yeah.
Nope. And the year before that, they won 3 straight before losing. So they won actually 11 of their last 12. Throw it left. And a first down after the 58-yard gain from Gatewood to Jackson. And Jeff Williams playing his starters all the way through, letting them get their last reps of the season. Fayetteville mixing up personnel a little bit more now on defense. We do see the second teamers in there. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left. Gatewood from the gun. Dropping back, looking left, buying time, rolling right. Throws a dart, and it's caught, knee down at the 25-yard line. As a 35-yard line, rather. A 15-yard gain to Jackson. He's had a big second half. Another first down for Southside.
And I tell you what, they're Southside is moving the ball on Fayetteville right now. Fayetteville, once they get a little bit closer to this red zone, you know, they got to tighten up the defense, you know, get this stop here and get off the field.
Roll it right in an option pitch and run it with Ulrich, and he is taken out hard at the 33-yard line. That's going to be a 1-yard gain. And it was Fields on the hit. He popped him. So 2nd and 9. Clock rolling. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. Fayetteville up by 37 points. Dogs at Bryant. It'll be a rematch of a Week 2 matchup that saw Bryant come into this stadium and rally for a 34-33 thriller of an overtime victory. Gatewood slings it left, caught in space by Solomon. Race for the 30, the 25-20. Look at that burner speed. Saw that in the first half. Out of bounds to the 15. It's an 18-yard gain from Gatewood to Solomon. And so that was a game that went down to the wire, literally. Bowers throwing for Malinga at the very end. Dogs went for 2 in the win. And just off the fingertips in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Wide open, but incomplete. Bryant escaped with a win. Fayetteville led that game 31-17 before losing 38-37. That was your final score. They run it to the 5-yard line with Ulrich, who's done all the work out of the backfield tonight. Check that. That was 42. Getting into the game for a 9-yard gain. That was Tristan Johnson's first carry. For those of you keeping score at home, and if you are, God bless you. 2nd and 1. Turn and give. It's Johnson again. He's going to get 3 more. So Johnson with 2 straight carries and a 1st and goal. Coming up for Southside. I'm a little confused as to why they're stopping the clock on every first down. That seems unlike the mercy rule, but maybe they gentleman's agreement said no more mercy rule because we got a game or so. I don't know what they did, but this 4th quarter is taking a really long time. That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll be here all night if we need to be.
Hey, why not?
Miss Megan will be leaving soon, but we might be here all night. Rolling right, running for the end zone. Gatewood, touchdown for Tay Gatewood. So Southside cashes in. That's a 4-yard touchdown run for Tay Gatewood. And with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left, the 64-33, and they'll stop the clock again. This is not a true mercy rule at all. It's just not, but that's okay.
They just changed the rules. That's it.
Just mixing it up. Mixing it up. Very few mercy rule games take 3.5 hours, but this one will.
Well, you know, JB.
Just saying.
I tell you what, though, bro.
Thinking ahead to Brian and all the energy we're going to need next week to get down there, to get through the broadcast, and to pack up, get in the car, and then to drive 3 hours home in the middle of the night. Can I tell you, I'm super excited about next Friday night.
Oh,
What's
me
that?
too. We can do it.
Well, I'm excited about the
I'm
game.
excited.
Don't get me wrong. You know
I'm excited for
the
the
game
ride.
will be fun. The ride, no. The ride, no. The ride down with you will be fun. The ride back, I know you're going to go to sleep very quickly, and I'm going to be left alone to fend for myself, responsible for both of our lives.
I know.
I was exhausted at 2 in the morning driving back to the dark of Central Arkansas.
Well, we're just going to blast the radio.
We have to.
Let's do a little hip-hop, man.
Time to try one of those energy drinks you're always rolling up with.
I know, man. Just trying to get on.
So I'm going to get all caffeinated and amped up on hip-hop, and we'll be okay. If you go to sleep, I'm going to pour cold water on your face. I want you to know that's going to happen. So that's next Friday night as JB and JP hit the road. So Bryant, with a very hospitable, as Miss Megan can tell you, big on letting folks from Fayetteville not use the bathrooms, which is just unsettling, but that's the environment we're going into. At least we know what we're going into this time, right? Return from the 20. Devasary to the 30, the 35. Look at him run. Scamper out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 4:05 to go. Fayetteville up 64-34. It feels more like a basketball score now. Like a high school basketball score, kind of.
They start to run away with it.
Yep.
I mean, this is what we was expecting the second half anyway. That Fayetteville will come out and take care of business and, and really run away with the game. But Southside found a way in the third quarter to put some points up on the board and make
like
this
a pretend
this,
running clock,
right?
Like a pretend running clock, like a little bit running.
Well, I seen the ref on that running clock. I seen the ref blow the whistle.
Can I just tell you that
in
in now almost half a decade of calling these high school games here, I have seen maybe 10 different interpretations of the mercy rule. Like everybody's got their own spin on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. We're gonna run it with Farmer, and they're gonna blow Ted. And if they stop, now you're not supposed to do that. You don't stop it for flags. That's not a mercy rule. It's not a mercy rule. Maybe it's different in the playoffs. Look, maybe I don't even know the rules. No? Maybe in the playoffs the mercy rule changes. I'm being serious. Otherwise it makes no sense. Season. So here's another thing. What do we do when they don't let us use the bathrooms again next week during the game?
Man,
just asking a question.
Yeah, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in trouble. I guess
we'll just have to make it to the gas station afterwards. That's the only option.
Yeah, that's it.
So we'll make sure we stop at a gas station right before we go in. And then we'll go do that. Just when the folks from the Northwest go on down to Bryant, look at Terrence Farmer get blown up. Well, loss of a yard. He had no chance on that. When folks from Northwest Arkansas go to the Central, there's a natural animosity that the folks down there have towards folks from here.
Yes.
I think they think Northwest Arkansas up here in the corner that we're snooty.
Yeah.
That we think we've got the best part of the state because we do, and we know it. And so when we go down there, they got this chip on their shoulder. Yeah. And I just think that kind of colors their attitudes towards us.
It does, but
that's okay. Hey. And I'm looking forward to a hostile road environment next week, and it will fit the playoff game.
Yeah,
right. I can't wait for the game. Bryant's really strong both ways. They lost their starting quarterback. He's supposedly back now. This is going to be a dogfight. I really think, and folks might not want to hear this, obviously the Fayetteville side, but we're honest with each other. That's why we're tight like this. I really think that it's a toss-up game. It literally is a toss-up game in Bryant next Friday.
Oh, yes. I think
Don't you think?
I think so. I think it's going to be a toss-up game. That's the reason why Bryant have a week off. You know what I mean? Because,
that is a senior-laden team that is big on both lines.
It is.
And they beat Fayetteville once already.
They beat Fayetteville once early, But I tell you what, it's hard to beat a team twice, So
it is.
So
especially Fayetteville.
Fayetteville going to have a different attitude, a different approach to this game here, especially with it being a playoff game. But
Stephen Reyes, 2 yards.
That's good. It's good to see some of the backup guys get in there. But I tell you, JB, the only thing I say that before we head down to Bryant, we got to make sure Steve Jansky let them know that we're coming down there.
You remember that too?
So they don't give you a hard time.
The only place we've been where they literally didn't want to let us into the stadium, I was like, you have to let us call the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the parking lot and make it up if you don't let us call the game. This actually happened, folks. They run up the middle with Farmer, who rips a nice chunk of 12 yards. But Jermaine was nice and cool. He said, JB, take it easy. Steve made a phone call. Everybody played nice. They ultimately let us into the stadium. Yeah. They said, no bathrooms. But we'll let you get up. And remember the little closet they let us get into to call the game?
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
I really hope nobody from Bryan is listening to this broadcast right now.
well,
'Cause if so, they're going to be even colder this time. But, hey, look, it's playoff football. You should have animosity. I'm excited.
That's what
for
it's
next
about.
Friday. It was going to be a great quarterfinal game. They're running with Farmer to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a yard. 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Fayetteville's going to win. We'll come back. Some final stats. Wrap it up. What are you doing? Trying to learn about the roster for the future?
Farmer. Soft.
Torrance Farmer. Yep.
He's a big running back, man. I tell you.
He is a big running back. He'll be good next year.
Some
He'll
big
be good.
things coming from him.
I agree. Him and Reyes, they got some potential guys that have the backfield next year, for sure.
They do. I tell you, man, after calling
last
these games,
minute of the game. Go ahead.
After calling these games the previous 3 years, JB, Fayetteville roster almost remind me of Alabama roster. They just keep coming and coming and coming.
I tell you, there is something to that. I don't understand this. With 50 seconds left, Billy Dawson wants to hang around a little bit. He must have a reason that I don't know about. But he's going to use a timeout.
Well, it's fourth down. It's fourth and 12, and the clock. Clock's running.
So he wants to make sure we know our time and place here.
Well, what they want to do is he didn't want to get a delay of the game, because they didn't have time to get the ball off, so he didn't want to get delay of the game. Call the timeout. Come out, let everybody get situated, and they don't get a good punt, and help out. That's what happened.
That's why I did it.
He didn't want to go back 5 yards.
You asked me why I did it. I did. You told me why. Here's Butler. Check that. Here's Hart, Josh Hart. And Hart from the 25. They both were number 10, folks. A little confusing. From the 25, and it bounces at the 38, and it rolls across the 35 to the 30 to the 28-yard line. And that is going to be a 37-yard punt for Joshua Hart. And we're going to stop the clock on the change of possession. Now, I think that actually is technically a correct interpretation of the rule. Very strangely utilized mercy rule tonight. I would dare to say it was not utilized.
Yeah, it wasn't. Just on that play there, JB, I was watching a ref. When they punt the ball and the ball was just sitting there, Fayetteville players were just standing over it. I looked up at the clock was still running. If the Fayetteville players would have waited till the clock went 0, then touch it,
game's over.
Game's over.
They could have just let the game end.
Yeah, just now.
That would have been easier for everybody.
Yeah.
But nope. It's all right. We're calling it through faithfully. Roll it right. Here's Gatewood got blown up. Look at Gatewood get hit hard. Incomplete. Why is he still in there taking shots? That was 96. Darby Fields, who's had a couple of nice hits. Darby's a big boy. Darby is a 6'2", 210-pound junior. He looks bigger than that. He will be bigger next year.
Oh, yeah.
10 seconds left. Is Southside going to run one more play? They are. This will be the final play of the night.
They're not running one.
They are. With 3, with 2. Here we go with 1. Gatewood looking deep. Throw it up top. Intercepted. What a nice capper. Picked off in the middle of the field by number 13. Grant Devisary wraps it up with an INT. First of the year for the sophomore. And your final score, Fayetteville 64, Southside 34. The Purple Dogs win their 8th consecutive postseason game in the last 3 years, and the 2-time defending state champions advance to the 7A quarterfinals. They will play Bryan next Friday night. Our Fayetteville Auto Park postgame show begins right after this at Nash FM 94.3.
What a great win tonight here in Fayetteville. I'm reporter Cindy Mulvannon here with Dan Hinton. Dan, tell me, what was the difference from the first half to the second?
We just didn't give up. At first we came out, it was kind of rocky, but, second half we came back and we, did what Bulldogs do. We persevered and we got the W tonight. So that's it.
And what has Coach Dawson harped on this entire season to lead you guys to this point?
Don't give up and work hard. Work hard. That's one of our analogies that we use. Work hard, do everything hard. Just be persistent and do what you're asked to do and be coachable. So that's one thing everybody has bought into. And that's that's a good thing. So that's what we do.
Well, congratulations, Dan.
Thank you.
And next up, we're going to have John Conley. Hey, John. Hey. Great win tonight again. So that pick six towards the end of the fourth quarter, walk us through that play.
Basically, they threw it up and he bobbled it. And as soon as I saw there was a chance, I just took it and ran as fast as I could. Basically, that was it.
And tell me, what has the momentum been like for this team? Because I know you guys had some tough losses towards the beginning. So what does it feel like to finally be here in the playoffs and get that first win under your guys' belt?
It feels really good. Ever since that Bentonville West game, I feel like we made a collective effort to turn up the momentum and the intensity, and ever since then, we've been having it rolling.
Well, once again, congrats, John.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, the Bulldogs came out victorious as they won 64-27. I'm reporter Cindy Mulvannon, and I'm saying good night here from Fayetteville.
Here's my time for